it's really important to look within and be really self-reflective and self-aware when it comes to your finances. And there's also journal prompts every time, and it asks you specific questions like what type of lies were you told about money, and what are the truths, and how can you kind of continue to remind yourself of that. So there's a lot of deep stuff in the planner that makes it more than just like, oh, let me calculate some numbers, like it's that, because it's important. But it gets way deeper than that.
Over 50% of Black Americans are unmarried, and only 2% of Black families in America have a net worth over $1 million.
We are on our journey to not only join that 2%, but grow that 2%.
Facts. I'm Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, with my beautiful co-host.
I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd. You can go to our website at them4show.com, our Instagram at them4show, and our YouTube channel at Melanated Married Millionaires in the making.
And welcome to the M4 Show.
And honestly, I was the same way too. And I'm still growing in that. But the main thing is God, honestly, because I know that God will have you start, and he says he's going to give you next steps. So I wouldn't even worry about next steps. A lot of times, he just orchestrates that first step for you, which is amazing to see, because it's happened so many times in my life at this point, to where you can just really trust the process, and what's for you is going to come, and the ideas are going to continue to flow. And as long as you're praying for beautiful ideas to continue to be there, and for your name to be brought up in rooms that you don't know about yet, stuff like that, if as long as you're trusting in that and trusting in God, you have nothing to worry about. The first step is all you need to take care of, and he got you the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Amen.
I like
Amen.
that.
All right, so I know we have a few people that are listening and watching live. If you don't know, we got Jada with us right now from Greenline Planner. Y'all can go to greenlineplanner.com to learn more about what she has, her tool, in order to help you. And actually, while we're on the topic, and if you're listening and watching, feel free. You can put any type of question in the comments, and if we can, we will get to them live. But if people wanted a sneak peek into what's in the Greenline Planner, can you explain some of the elements? I don't know if they're activities, worksheets, but just explain, if people buy the planner and it gets mailed to their house, what should they expect when they open it?
So the planner is actually it's structured by paycheck, and that because my whole system is budget as soon as you get paid, because that's when your money comes in, and you want to plan for the money to go out before you actually send it out. So my whole thing is budget as soon as you get paid. So it's 12 paychecks. So if you get paid bi-weekly, that's going to be lasting you for 6 months. And then if you get paid weekly, 3 months, monthly, then it's going to last you for a whole year. And inside, it actually has a letter from me, and also my personal budgeting tips. It has a fixed expense calendar for you to just write out all the bills that you know are going to come out, so you can just quickly flip to that page and say, okay, it's the 13th. I know this bill is coming tomorrow. And so it helps you remember those bills. Also, there's goal setting, because goals are very, very, very important. You need to see the bigger picture, so you know exactly what you're doing on a minute scale. And so it gets really detailed. And also there's self-reflection. There's a what do you call, a checklist that you are able to put down your current information, and then you do one at the end of the planner, so that you can reflect back and see how you've grown over those paychecks. So it's definitely very introspective, and that's really what I like to push for finances, because finances, they're so connected to who we are, the way we spend, the way you can really tell what a person does in a day by just looking at their bank statements, and you can really see the type of personalities that people have by what they spend their money on, and stuff like that. And so it gets really deep about who you are. And so that's why it's really important to look within and be really self-reflective and self-aware when it comes to your finances. And there's also journal prompts every time, and it asks you specific questions like what type of lies were you told about money, and what are the truths, and how can you kind of continue to remind yourself of that. So there's a lot of deep stuff in the planner that makes it more than just oh, let me calculate some numbers, it's that, because it's important. But it gets way deeper than that.
Look, we'll get right back into the amazing podcast. But if you didn't know, in 2017, we created Black Wall Street, the board game, because we thought more families needed to know about the history of Tulsa Black Wall Street. More families needed to know about the legacy of Black excellence left behind of Tulsa Black Wall Street, that we can own a Madam C.J. Walker Beauty Salon. We can have a Booker T. Washington High School. We can have an Uncle Steve's Barbecue. We can have a Renaissance man like Simon Berry, who had his own taxi service and bus service that got bought out by the city of Tulsa. We have brilliance in our DNA, and we wanted to make sure that your family can play a game that teaches them about this brilliance. So we have Black Wall Street, the board game, right here. We had the first edition available in 2017. That got sold out. We're on the second edition right now, or you can get the beautiful masterpiece version of the game as well. It's up to you. Head to playblackwallstreet.com and get yourself Black Wall Street, the board game, to empower you, your family, and generations to come. Playblackwallstreet.com. Let's get back to the episode. Right. And I think understanding more that money is emotional and money is spiritual helps you attract more money and keep more money. Like when you truly understand that it is an emotional and spiritual kind of transaction. What is talking about, you know, a lie that you've maybe heard about money in your journal? What is a lie that you feel like most people need to unlearn when it comes to money and when it comes to mastering budgeting? What's a lie? I know that's kind of random, but what do you think?
No worries. I would say the number one lie is that kind of like where you start is where you stay, and the fact that if you're broke, then you're it's hard to get out of that. And also that having a lot of money, like rich people are evil or bad, because that's not the truth. Yeah. It's really not the truth. And really, like, the more money you get, the more it's just going to bring out what was already in you. And so if you're naturally a giver, then you're going to be even more of a giver when you make more money. And another one is, and I heard you talk about it before on the intro, the more money you have, the less there is a need for a budget. Or even people believe the opposite as well. The less money you have, the less need, because they're like, well, I don't have that much. What is there to budget? So you need a budget no matter how much money you're making. Whether you're making $1, you need to make a plan for it. Whether you're making $1 million, you need to make a plan for it, just so that you're being very intentional about each dollar that is coming in and going out.
Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all, any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, anything, all of them, all of them, wherever you're listening. Go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.